to be at from today. You know, like I have like in my mind where I see myself going in my life, different goals like that, from like saving money to investing money to taking my music different places, the podcast, the shows. You know, I'm trying to get the next show going on. I have it planned for February, but you know, these are all things that are always in the air, and it's just like I never see what happens is I never want to say something in like finality, like, oh, I'm gonna do this and it doesn't happen. But failure is always gonna happen in your life, whether you take it into consideration or not. You know, just for me to feel like, oh, I don't want to say it, or you know, put it out there just so.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cerbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. And I would like to say Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo to everybody out there. Today's mathematics is knowledge. The number one thing that the first step to anything is doing the knowledge, knowing, getting the information so you could build upon wisdom, understanding, and so forth. Knowledge is the most important key. Knowing something is the difference between positivity and negativity and everything in between that. So remember, knowledge is number one. And first and foremost, it's always going to be knowledge. Peace. Today's drip check, we have the J-Tip Saucony Pro Grid Triumph 4s, Lacoste sweats, the Somos Leones, green tea with the Everlasting Imperial. Is this a varsity or a bomber? I don't know. All them shits kind of cross the same lines. Can I press the fucking laptop shit? Oh, I can't. That's so weird. You can only use your finger? That's crazy. All right. Well, yeah. So 2025, it was a crazy ride. It's the first day of 2026. And it's super crazy. Like the first day of 2026. I'm not a big fan of how those numbers look together. 2026. I don't like that shit at all. 2025, it always is like a 20 and a quarter. You know what I mean? Like it got the multiples of fives down. Like that's kind of like what I really like. Just numbers and how they look and all that is kind of like, I'm a nerd when it comes to little shit like that. So it's the year of the horse. Chinese New Year is coming up. I think it's in February, right? It's either the middle of January. I want to say it's February, but the Lunar New Year. We go from the year of the snake to the year of the horse. Obviously, funny enough, the year of the snake was like a very transformative year. I mean, every year is pretty transformative for me and my life, but the snake really embodied that because like they always like attribute the snake and like cultures to like snakes representing like enlightenment and transformation, and obviously like death and rebirth because a snake sheds its skin. So it essentially becomes like something new, you know, from the old and shit. So Year of the Snake, it was very fitting for me in my life because it's kind of like I was shedding the old and bringing in like a new kind of like personification of me in my life. And that included gaining fucking weight, which I'm still like hella conscious of. You know what I mean? I just don't understand. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but actually I do know what happened. I don't know if I've spoken on this. I think I did, but like I'm putting my body through extremes. So I'll go from eating a lot to eating nothing to fucking work, like walking hella, not like, and working a lot like physically and then not. So it's just those extremities, and I think I have to be more cognizant of that. I am trying to come up with a better game plan, and it's just it's all part of eating better, living better, and trying to better myself every day with like my health choices. Today, yesterday, since it was fucking New Year's, I woke up and I had like some chicken and rice, and then my mom made like some ribeye roast. So I had very little bit of that, very little bit of mashed potatoes. But then at work, my fucking whatever. I don't want to say specifically like the shits, the titles and all that, but the homie at work, he brought like Popeyes. So then we have fried chicken, and then at the end of the night, and not even at the end of the night, early, like in the morning, like at 1 a.m. today, the other homies had made taquitos, which I only had 2, but still, you know what I mean? That's a lot. And then today I had a turkey sandwich, like 4 taquitos. They were all chicken. What else did I have? Avocado toast, like 12 pieces of like flaming hot Cheeto sushi, and then like a bunch of chips. And then I know later I'm gonna have my ceviche with more chips. So it's kind of like, I really need to stick with my Weight Watchers. I really haven't been doing that. I just kind of, I haven't been strict on Weight Watchers in probably years. Like when I first was doing Weight Watchers, like the first year, I was like hardcore sticking in. And don't get me wrong, I had my days where I would go more and I wouldn't, put in everything that I was eating. But I for sure don't do that. I literally put like what I want, and I'm basically just wasting my time and my money by like even clocking in on this app, because I'm not even using it the right way. If you're going to be paying for something, you might as well use it for what it's intended for. And Weight Watchers is obviously so you can watch your fucking weight by watching what you eat and putting in like your exercise. I can't manually put it in. You have to like have the fucking app synced in. So I have like Google Fit, which I guess is gonna fucking expire or something. You want to come up here, boy? So I could go ahead, get up there. Good boy. I have that, and I have some other shit I think it's called like FlexBit or something like that. It's just it keeps your track of your steps. It's called Fitbit. There you go. And great, it doesn't even, and it's so weird. Like I don't fucking like this shit at all, because right here it tells me I have 0 steps and 0 miles, but I burn 1,310 calories, which makes no fucking sense. Like, how the fuck do you even do that? But I'm still kind of like maintaining my weight by, I'm trying to be more like health conscious. So, but I mean, I started gaining weight. Let's see. Because I always weigh in. So today I was 234, but it's like 234.6. So is it really, do I really weigh like 234, or do I weigh like 235? I'm going to fucking be real with everybody, and I'm going to just put 235. I was trying to lose more weight for the show. That didn't fucking work out, obviously. But let's see. But I started gaining weight like, I want to say a while ago now. Yeah, around June. So 220 at my show, on the day of my show, I was 223, but I had gained. Wait, that's crazy. June 10th, I was 219, guys. And then I started gaining weight in July, and that didn't stop. And I've been thank God once I hit 235, which was the first time I hit 235 was, oh shit, I hit 235 in October, and then I've been at that weight since October. I didn't even know it was that long, That's fucking what, like 4 months? No, what the fuck am I talking about? Where am I right now? That's 2 months. So pretty crazy. Just, we're on, I would like to say we're on this journey together. You know what I mean? Whether or not you're planning on losing weight or not, it's always accountability, and I think, I don't know if you can actually look back on the days what you were eating, but I already know I'm a liar. And I think from what was happening was I just kept breaking my fast, and I still broke my fast 2 days in a row this week. So it's just definitely me not sticking to the regimen, and maybe not having like a good workout plan. Like maybe instead of walking all the time, I should probably like do either like some calisthenics or hit weight. But I'm not trying to gain muscle. I'm trying to like burn fat and stuff. Like I wanna get that quick weight loss. So I don't know. Yeah. So I do have a New Year's goal now is to get back to 223. That sounds like a good plan to me. That'd be basically 12 pounds from now down. And yeah. So to me, a New Year's revolution is fucking corny, bruh. Like, it's always somebody like, oh, fucking, I need to stop cheating on my wife. And it's like, bro, you've been cheating on your wife for like 20 years, bro. Like, knock it off. It ain't you a cheater you're a cheater non-believer, bro. You get what I mean? It's over for you, bro. You should just buy a fucking studio apartment and get the fuck out of here, bro. Because it's always gonna be, you're always gonna be that, Or these people that they come up with like some bullshit that they know they're not going to do, which is cool. Like if you want to have goals and like have high fucking goals that it's like you're going to have to really work for, I think that's cool. But like at the same time, it's kind of like you got to put down some realistic goals. Losing 12 pounds is very, very realistic. And 219 though, I for sure was eating only chicken and shit, which isn't good. Like I gotta find that medium of just cutting back, because I snack a lot, and that's what it is. That's always been the elephant in the room for me, is just kind of like snacking a lot, eating fucking candy, and really it's chips. Chips is like a big thing for me, whether they be tortilla chips, flavored chips, like whatever it is. I always that, and like the zero sugar sodas. Like I love having a bunch of those. I used to have like at least 3 a day. Now I'm trying to cut it down to 2, with the chips. Like I'm going to have some ceviche, but I'm going to try to only eat like a couple chips and more of the ceviche, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, I don't know, my birthday's next week, so I kind of wanted to like indulge a little bit more and like the food, but like I was just thinking about it right now. I was gonna go to Jersey Mike's, so I literally bought like shit to make sandwiches, sushi, and then I was gonna go to Jersey Mike's, but I was like, you know what? Like I've already bought all this stuff. I go to Jersey Mike's every week. I went earlier in the week. Like it's, there's just no point in fucking overdoing it. And that's like one of the things, like going back to astrology, like I don't want to say like my signs and stuff, but my Rahu is like very indulgent, and people like me need to watch out for that. Like it's a very good, like I have a very good Rahu, like what sign it's in, but it's like overindulgence seems to be the key, and the key to mastering that in my life is to have like self-discipline from like overindulgence, whether that be like, spending money or kind of like it's anything excessive. So like eating excessively or because that gains weight. Spending excessively, you become broke. Fucking running my body too hard. Like I was waking up like at 9 a.m. every day just so I could walk. And then I'd have to do overtime sometimes. And so it was just, it became something to where like shit was just like, in my personal life, shit was just kind of like, it was spiraling into some shit that I felt like, all I have to do is get on like the first or second step into some shit. And then I'm like, oh, okay, now I have to step back because this isn't working and I have to reevaluate what I'm doing in my life. So I wasn't getting enough sleep, walking too much. I could do as much overtime. That's not a big deal. 12 hours isn't really shit to me. As long as I get like 6.5 hours of sleep, I'll be good for sure. All I'll need is a fucking coffee before I leave home, and then I'll be good. But like I said, you get eating, snacking, stacking snacks, not sleeping enough, exercising too much caffeine. I mean, bro, like it's no wonder where I was going and shit. So now like I'm dialing back. My priority is sleep. I still feel a little tired now. I probably am gonna go take a nap after this, but it's just like your body is your temple, and it's like you're destroying it from the inside out when you do certain shits. So my New Year's revolution is my goal is by June, be 223 again. And it's a 6 month. And remember, just because all people are like, oh, okay, like 12 months, 12 pounds in 6 months, you could do that in like 2 months, but that's not what I want to do. I want to cut it back gradually. I don't want to shock my body again. I want to give it to where, okay, what is it, 6 months, 12 pounds. That means I got to lose 2 pounds each month to get to my goal. And that's really where it is. You have the big goal and then you have little goals. Another big goal of mine, I want to get Imperial. I want to get that shit going, like fucking, go stupid with that shit. Like I have a lot of ideas. I got like a box full of clothes. So I'm really going to see, I'm really going to test the waters and see what people like. It's just kind of the actual hand-to-hand hustle is like the hardest part, and the social media shit, because I'll drop shit and then it'll get very little traction. So just recalibrating everything. I think I'm just going to fucking like, I think I'm going to just push the button and think later, whatever. And I've always been like that. The shit that works for me is I'll just do some shit and it'll gain traction. Like whether it be with, dropping clips from the show, Knights of the Round Table, and putting that out, people liking the clips, people liking the songs. It's just so weird because it's like there's the songs that people like in the room, like at the show. Then there's like the songs people like on social media. So it's like, it's just super weird, like having to figure all this shit out. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't even think I'm going to just come up with this big plan like for Imperial. When I just have the money to invest in my clothes, that's what I'll do. And I'll probably make like very, 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 actually I tried that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, do I make limited drops or do I make 101 pieces? Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Because right now I've just been making clothes for me and then seeing how people like that. And I guess that didn't get me any traction as well. So I think I'm going to have to go back to like going hand in hand and asking people like fucking, do they want shirts? Do they want this? Do they want that? And I got a couple ideas and one that kind of like went back into my mind, because I always have these ideas swimming in my head and they always come back to me whenever like I think about certain things. Like with the clothes, like I have like another idea that just came into my mind, and I don't want to give it away, but I think I could do actually something special for 2026. So I guess that's another one. Another New Year's revolution. I'm trying to clean Presley's teeth because I'm fucking super lazy with that shit. It's just, I don't know. I feel like a dickhead. I only take him on walks twice a week or whenever I'm off. And I'm not brushing his teeth. And they already told me, they're like, he has hella plaque in his teeth. And your teeth are contributing to your dog's health, overall health, you know, because that shit like spreads. So I just want to contain it. Right now, it's just looking like hella plaque, but it looks fucked up. Like his fucking breath is hella bad. Like, you know, his breath smells like a fucking bag of asses. So I'm trying to get a couple of things in my life reevaluated. I should write some of this shit down. Today I need to record 2 more tracks. I got the New Balance 1000s here because I'll do the review a little later on in the episode. And then I also have like my top 10 sneakers that I bought of the year. And then my top 10 sneakers that I didn't get a chance to buy, but I think like overall they were fucking dope in the year. So I have my personal and then like top 10 sneakers that I didn't get to have buy, and there was a lot of them. 2025 was super stacked. 2026 it definitely looks like it's gonna be a dud year, which is cool with me. I don't need to spend any more money on sneakers. I easily bought like 100 pairs of sneakers for sure this year, and I gave like fucking 30 of them to my cousin. So I have to see how many pairs I have now, but I got some, I think I already said this, the Vomero 18 Pegasuses. I'm gonna what the fuck am I saying? Vomero 18 Gore-Tex. That's what I meant to say. I need to return those. As a matter of fact, let me look up the UPS store, see if it closes soon so I could return those. Let's see, UPS store. It's closed. Huh. Oh, okay. New Year's Day hours. All right, well, I'll just go tomorrow then. That's fine. And then I bought some Air Forces. And the thing with Air Forces is I was what was I wearing? I was wearing my Ivory Snake Air Forces, and I was just thinking to myself, like, you know what? I'm not a big fan of Air Forces. I do want the highs, but it'll be the same shit. Like, I don't know. I'll just probably buy another pair of like Air Force highs, or like my first pair of Air Force highs, and that's it. Like, I don't need to buy any more shoes that I don't wear. And that's kind of the thing of buying sneakers, is it's one of those things, like with anything, if you don't stick with it, then this shit is all tangled up. If you don't stick with it, then it feels like a loss of money, and I definitely don't need to be losing money, you know what I mean? I definitely want to keep my money or spend it wisely, and just everything. Like, New Year's revolutions about investing. Like, I was investing in crypto, and then I got some Nike stock, and there's other things that I want to invest in. So maybe I should put some of these on my revolution list, and we'll see what's going on. Because I've always thought it was corny, like having a revolution list. And there's nothing corny about trying to better your life. It doesn't have to be when the new year starts, but it's just now that I've already been thinking about all these things, and it's kind of like stuff I've been kind of already been on. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it then. Like, let's try to see where this goes in the new year, and in 6 months, I'm going to see the results. And then by the end of 2026, I definitely want to be in like a better space, and where I wanted to be at from today. You know, like I have like in my mind where I see myself going in my life, different goals like that, from like saving money to investing money to taking my music different places, the podcast, the shows. You know, I'm trying to get the show, the next show going on. I have a plan for February, but you know, these are all things that are always in the air, and it's just like I never see what happens is I never want to say something in like finality, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't happen. But failure is always gonna happen in your life, whether you take it into consideration or not. You know, just for me to feel like, oh, I don't want to say it or, you know, put it out there just so in case like I fail, I'm gonna be like, oh, well, actually, I never said I was gonna do it. Like, nah, actually, I feel like that should be the way to do it. Like, you say it, you speak it into existence, and whether or not I actually succeed at some of these things, it doesn't matter, because the point is I'm trying to put my energy into something positive. And if it doesn't work out, not everything in your life is going to work out right off of the bat. You're always going to have obstacles and things in your way with whatever it is you're doing. So the fact that you are afraid of failure is just kind of like, it's silly, because failure is like the closest door to you, you know, in the house, and success is the furthest one, you know, you have to get to. I feel like you should be failing like 9 times out of 10 for sure at anything, you know. Failure has taught me the biggest lessons in my life, like the biggest L's I ever took. You know, it just made me realize like what's important, what I need to rethink, and what the next step is gonna be. Because if you're not doing that, bro, like I always say this, you're just dumb as fuck, bro. Like there's no other way to put it. Either you're dumb as fuck or you don't care, and those are two places you don't want to be. You don't want to be arrogant, and you don't want to be ignorant. You know, whatever it is in your life, you have to fucking reevaluate life, because there's no the only fucking thing final in this life is death. And I don't know if you want that, but if you do want that, then hey, that's on you. But I'm just saying, like, nothing should be set in stone, because I'm fucking the architect of my own destiny, and I'm carving out my path each and every day. You know, just because the cuts might be a little rougher on the edges here and there, it doesn't mean shit. You know, you hit the wall, and when you see like a roller up close, it might look a little rough. You might be like, oh, like it don't look clean all the way. But once you're driving by the freeway and you seeing that roller on the wall, it looks clean as fuck. You know, shout out to OCP too. They just did a really nice mural. Mural, what the fuck? A really nice roller. I'm still on the mural shit. A really nice roller above the 60 in downtown. And I love rollers that are they actually have time put into it. Like, shout out to DAF and like whatever other crew that's out there. They don't just do like 2 or 3 colors, you know, a fucking a white fill-in with a black outline with or like a black, you know, outline with a fucking, you know, red something, I forgot what's, like a outline to wrap it all together. You know what I mean? It's the OCP shit. It looked like they actually had like a couple buckets of different colors, and you know, they did it like that. There's a lot of great murals in why do I keep saying murals? Rollers. There's a lot of great rollers in fucking downtown Los Angeles, and OCP just could have put up a really good one out there. And I have a lot of ideas for an album cover that I want to shoot in LA. I'm trying to pick an area that I'm not going to get shot in, but it's going to be one of those things where I have to go probably before work and like, you know, do a little scouting around and probably find a really good spot. Because if I go in an alley, I don't want nobody in a fucking alley to, you know, run up on me like no fucking homeless, crazy psycho motherfuckers out there. And then again, I don't want to be out there in the public hitting a public wall. I mean, I don't care either way. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Like when I do it, I'm going to do it. But it's just more so like, I don't know. You always got to think about these things in advance, you know. So, my birthday is next week, and I'm really proud, man. I'm really proud of where I am in my life, even though I'm a little chubby. And you know, it was probably like a little like heavy the last 2 weeks, just being like really emotional, especially thinking about my grandmothers and like, you know, all my homies who have passed away. I'm like almost double the age that a couple of them were, you know. And It's fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The shit eats at me like every day in some sort of capacity. Every time I think about them, and then when I don't think about them, there's like days I feel guilty for not thinking about them. You know, so it's kind of like, it's just pain I have to live with and trauma that I have to live with, and very few people understand it or could even like fathom. Like you like I've told people like some of the shit I've been through, and you could just tell like it doesn't even like, it's not even, they can't even fucking understand no shit like that, you know, unless you've been through like real similar shit. And I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like I'm alone in the world sometimes, but you know, I try not to focus on that. I try to focus on like positive things, but you know, we all get upset. We all like fucking have like our dark days or whatever. So I try not to let that define like my whole life and shit. Cause when I was younger, man, I would let shit like just bog me down. Like whatever it is, like my bad days or when I was sad and all that shit. That was definitely when I was in my teenage years. But now as a man, it's kind of like there's no choice but to fucking move forward. You know, I have no room in my fucking life to be on some like woe is me crybaby ass shit. You know, it's kind of like I take shit on like as it goes. You know, when things get rough, they get rough, and fuck it. Like tomorrow, there's always going to be a better tomorrow. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. And that's how I like to think about my life. It's always going to be a better tomorrow. And not to worry about like today. You know, the worries of today don't matter about the blessings of tomorrow. So that's just what I have to say about my birthday. I want to do something really nice for myself. This is kind of like the first year I feel like I could really like do something nice for me. So, and in a capacity to where like I really appreciate having another notch under my belt, being a year older, and just seeing myself like mature and become more of a man every year. It's just kind of like that's something to celebrate. You know, some people don't like celebrating their birthdays or whatever the fuck. Like it's just another day. It's like great for you, but for me, man, it's just like it's a symbol. The age is not, it's not dating me in a sense of like, oh, I'm getting old. It's the years of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the energy that I put, you know, in life. You know, like when I went to my new location where I work, shit was totally different, bro. Like I changed the whole dynamic of where I work, and that's just always been me. Like I've always been like the light bearer. I've always been the fucking light bringer, you know? Shit was just really different before I came there, and I see it. Like people would tell me like, oh, shit was different before you came here and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, because I kind of like, I want to get like a sense of community and get everybody together on board, and kind of like, I don't like having no weird energy out there in the air. You dig what I mean? It's just more so like, I like to work in very light, you know, good working environments. Even though these guys can be some fucking dickheads sometimes, it's kind of like, I'd rather be kind of like not the focal point, but kind of like a pillar of the like positivity in the workspace now than where the fuck I was, be the backbone of the fucking, I felt like I was the backbone of a lot of shit where I was before. And that's what I mean. It's like turning another year, you know, it's just something to celebrate. So yeah, I'll give y'all a birthday recap probably. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, because I got to do the shoes and review for like 2025 and stuff. But that'll be on the next episode. But we have we're gonna do the kick test on the New Balance 1000s at a retail price of $150. The reissued 1000 brings a turn of the millennium, Classic out of the archives, originally released in 1999, the 1000 embodied the Arrow's bold, futuristic styling with the streamlined yet intricately detailed design. The standard mesh upper and suede overlay design is inverted with mesh underlays emerging from the more prominent overlay panels for a refined tech-inspired look. A segmented sole unit features absorb cushioning at the heel and forefoot with the stability web midfoot shank. I don't know what that means. For casual wear, I'll give this a 7. With the wide variety of colors in both leather and suede models, a great outer and midsole will keep you on your feet no problem. It has a more chunkier look than your average New Balance silhouette without the bulkiness of a 9060. It kind of reminds me of a Air Max 97, like the way the waves are. Like, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like wavy, if you could get what I'm saying. Like fucking... with the movement of the material around the shoe. For heavy wear, bro, I'll give this shit a 0. After about 5 minutes, the snug toe box had my toes in a fucking headlock. My pinkies were burning after an hour, and I would never wear these for my walks ever again. For the price, I'll give it a 4. There's a few better models out there at a similar price point, but they might not have as good colorways or just overall design. So... overall, does it fly? No, it doesn't fly for me. I would never buy. I have 2 pairs, and I'll never buy another pair of 1000s. On an overall rating, though, I'll probably give it like a fucking 5. It's just okay, for me. Overall. When I buy a shoe, especially like a New Balance, I really want it to hold me down. Asics is the same thing. For me to spend like $150 on a fucking Asics or a New Balance, I better be fucking able to climb mountains with that shit. Maybe not necessarily, but I need it to be an all-in-one shoe. This is not an all-in-one shoe. This ain't even a Vomero 5. A Vomero 5 is a all-in-one shoe. This is more like a fucking... like a P6000 where it has like really great support, but the toe box is really snug. And I can already tell, like, if I got like a half a size up from these, they'd be too fucking big. So that's just me personally. I have a wider foot. If you like these and you could go on runs and walks with these, good for you, but I can't. So we're gonna get into, and this is gonna be hella controversial, so brace yourselves. Album review. Action figure in circa 97, Lucha Libre for Christmas. Who else was surprised that Ack was gonna give us a whole album on Christmas? Exactly, nobody. From the start, I can't really hear the intro to the album, but I'm pretty sure it's a Ted DiBiase or WWF Christmas promo. Noche Buena is another distorted and dark soul loop. I can barely hear action at times throughout the singing, but like I get the message. The third track opens with Doom on Adult Swim as a beautiful piano melody opens, giving way to Ack rhyming, "I'm about to start overcharging niggas for what WWE did to West Side Gun." That's fucking hilarious. That might be like the highlight, one of the highlight bars of this whole album. The fourth track brings a Warped Soul sample. Said his beef is not even shrimp skewers. That's probably like the best line in the whole album. Turbo Man completely drowns Ack in the beat. It's a great bass and piano track, but it's very hard to hear what he's saying. Wrestling on Christmas has a good guitar melody as a Chinese-esque sample blares. Bad Santas would be a great track if the beat wasn't so overpowering. Lord Juco compliments this album greatly. The production is great with a drumless funk kind of sample, something out of a chopped up Superfly movie. Malcolm Self breaks up the project very well as his voice cuts through hypnotic psychedelic guitar and organ. Ack jumps in with fire, though. I feel like this is what the album was missing. Something to push him out of his comfort zone with the hook. Chinese Turkey has an awesome vocal bit loop. I want to like Hound's verse, but I could barely hear it. Yule Log closes the album out with a fire place crackling. God damn, I'm stuttering all over this shit. Overall, I want to like this album, but the mix is very poor track to track. Action raps about the usual wrestling moves, how shitty other rappers are, his fans and album sales. There's very few Christmas references, not enough to make it a Christmas themed album for me. I'm not really getting any real substance or anything different from what he normally does. It just seems like he came to bring his fans another album, and that's not a bad thing. I give this album a C-, and it does not pass the bulletproof test for me. Listen, man, I'm weighing this album against Ghostface Killah, DMX, all that shit. So I don't want anyone taking it personally or feeling like I'm attacking Action Figure. He's a really dope artist. I just feel like when I score my albums and I have all this to work with, it's like, you know, I have to rate it how it is. I'm not going to favorite any artist just because like they got on the podcast or anything. Like I want to keep it fair. You know what I mean? So the message of the day, man, is be your authentic self. You know, there's just kind of like a lot of people worried about their image, and this has nothing to do with we're off Action Figure, we're off that shit, right? The message of the day is be your authentic self. And what I mean by that is a lot of people live in confliction because they want other people to perceive how they are, not for who they like. They want other people to see them as they want them to, and not for who they really are. You know what I mean? No one gives a fuck that you give freely or something like that, or you know what I mean? It's kind of like, who are you as a person? And I feel like I look through a lot of people, you know, and they're bullshit, but it's kind of like, don't even do it because I could see through that or other people could see through that. Do it because that's who you really are. You know, that just doing all these other things or trying to or reaching for any sort of something that's not really you, it's just foolish. You know, when the more you try to become something or someone else, the less you become who you really are. And there's a problem with that. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.